Good evening. I'm L, honorary chairman of Lit. Is it okay to profane people? Well, we Lit present. The 29th topic we offer is Learn from Masayoshi Son's speech. Have you ever noticed your own family register, the address of your family register, or the origin of your family register? Stupidly, when I was young, I didn't really understand the meaning of the address of my family register. It's been 20 years since I became an adult. When I went to the ward office to get my family register, I suddenly saw the address and wondered why it was written as an unaddressed address. It was written that I had no address on Goken Road, Tosu City, Saga Prefecture. The normal address is 23, and so on, but I wrote no in kanji. It's the word none. After that, I suddenly thought about various things, and I thought that was the case with the 5, 1, 2, and 3 houses in Tosu City, Saga Prefecture, the width of the road, and the width of the road. However, I was born and raised in a place where there was no address. That is what was told in the address of the family register on that one line. I wasn't sure how my grandfather and grandmother immigrated to Japan. From what I hear, it seems that he came to Japan by sneaking into the back of the bottom of a fishing boat. Japan finally arrived in the midst of sinking in a storm. Of course, there is no place to live. Therefore, the place where some families settled down by boat together and sneaked into the bottom of the fishing boat is what is now called Junior. Forcibly live with a tin roof in a place that does not originally exist as an address, about 200 meters away from the station in Tosu City. He said he lived there with a board that survived the rain and wind. It means that they settled on their own in a way that was not allowed in the land that was not originally allowed. It's like crawling on the ground. From there, it's like you've survived and managed to survive, but the ward office has to give you an address, but you can't officially admit it. Therefore, it's next to a station that doesn't have an address. It's a person who lives in a place originally owned by the Japanese National Railways, but since he has to make a copy of his family register, he can't give him an address, so it's in the form of nothing. I was born and raised in an address without a street address. This is my first family register. I'm crawling up from a life like crawling in such a place, so the work my father was doing isn't a good job either. I had to earn daily money, so I made and sold shochu, raised and sold pigs, and cultivated vacant lots to grow vegetables. My father and mother then got married and I and my brother were born, but I hope I can grow up in such a situation and earn income to a level where I can manage to live like a normal person. Then, when I was a junior high school student, my father, who was in full swing, spit blood and collapsed. I was admitted to the hospital. I had a father who was hospitalized, and when I was past junior high school, my family got dark. My brother was in the first year of high school, but he dropped out of high school and started to support his household budget because his working father collapsed and his bag was crying every day. Under such circumstances, I suddenly said that I would study abroad in the United States. Of course, my relatives' aunt and uncle said, "What are you saying?" My father spit blood and collapsed, my mother cried every day, and my brother dropped out of high school to support his family. What does it mean to study abroad in the United States happily alone, even though you are luxuriously just going to school normally, let alone your family and household budget? A relative's uncle and aunt told me a lot. "You're cold. What are you going for? It's a dream, isn't it? I have to support my family. Do you have a dream?" At that time, I thought to my real brother, "Thank you for your brother, thank you for supporting my family, and I'm going to America." My brother asks, "Well, why?" I told my brother at that time that he was bad, but I want him to support his family now. Problems in the near future of the family in my home. I want to rely on my big brother to support it now. I'm going to America to support my family in the distant future, more suffering people in the distant future. So I went. Everyone. I think that most of the people here are Japanese nationals, but I finally got Japanese nationality more than 10 years ago, hoping to cry. I still don't know how many I am. 23 generations ago had an ancestor in China, and then moved to South Korea, and the name was Masayoshi Son in Japan from 3 generations ago. It's a rare surname in Korea. Of course, this is an impossible surname in Japan. Therefore, hundreds of thousands of Koreans living in Japan are suffering from their hearts. In many ways, there are people who are suffering. When I was a kid, I suddenly wanted to commit suicide myself. That's because I was worried about nationality issues. It's not the nationality that I got as much as I wanted to cry, and the nationality that I got automatically by nature, but why I'm not the only Japanese nationality that I want to cry. I wonder why I was the only one who changed while my friends were in class. I was embarrassed, I wanted to hide it, and I suffered in such a situation, but I wanted to cry so much that I got Japanese nationality. But many children with similar circumstances, young Koreans living in Japan, are worried. I don't do that to them. The truth is that nationality is just a piece of paper. In reality, they are all the same people, no matter what their background. Everyone is precious as one person. Everyone has the same potential, the potential to realize their dreams. Everyone is good and what nationality is inferior. I will definitely prove that this is not the case. Take your life to prove it. That's why I dared to call my ancestors' grandchildren the Japanese name Yasumoto at that time, but when I came back after studying abroad, I called myself the grandchildren of my ancestors. Then, come out of the past of your own nationality, and then work as a person of the same level. I swear that I will contribute to many people, and my brother and I will support our own happiness and our family, and in addition to supporting more suffering young children, on our backs. I left for America saying that I wanted to show my dreams. Therefore, I studied abroad in the United States and became a demon of studying every day. It's not a study insect. It's not that easy. Whether you're walking down the road, taking a bath, or eating, you'll study everything except for a few hours when you're sleeping. Of course in English. In America. While my family is crying, I want the same big brother to drop out and support me, and I want my father who is vomiting blood to be happy. I want my bag to be happy. That's why it started, so living in the United States one day a day cannot be said to be playful. At that time, I was so embarrassed that I was really embarrassed to study for 1 minute and 1 second. I've learned a lot in America in many disciplines, but I've learned more than that, where people of all skins and colors are all bright, dreamy, hopeful, and have an American dream. He said he was working hard trying to grab it. And it has the most advanced civilization and social system in the world. I was impressed by that, and when I return to Japan someday, I want to create a company in Japan that I can be proud of in the world. And when the company grows to a certain size, we want to provide happiness to people all over the world with our contribution work. I swore that and studied. So, looking back now, if that 16-year-old I didn't know the foreign country in America, I wouldn't have experienced it. My life now is completely different. Will become. As a result, my father has regained his health safely, he wants to laugh at his bag now, and his brother is happy. There was an older brother who dropped out of high school and supported me at that time. I want to thank you in some way. What I'm trying to do in the form of supportive support for you is that your family or siblings have dropped out of high school, quit the company, or do something special to study abroad. It's okay if you're in such a situation to support, but the minister also spent a part-time job and was finally able to study abroad for a month, but everyone is full of dreams and hopes and can contribute to many people. If you can provide such a way, it is a repayment to your big brother, and if it is a repayment to your father or bag, if you want to give back in that way, you will be in this wonderful, beautiful and truly beloved Japan from now on. If I can contribute to the many young people who follow you and the elderly with high aspirations as an adult, and if I can indirectly support you as much as possible, I will support this time with that in mind. I did. By all means, take this opportunity in your life, and this time when you are young will never come again. I would like you to cherish 1 second a day and cherish this opportunity. I want you to make it meaningful. I think so from the bottom of my heart. Please do your best. Thank you.